back here on BBC CWR, 26 minutes past 8. Welcome aboard if you just hopped on. It's Sandra here with you through till 10 o'clock this evening on this Monday. Now, here's a little line for you to listen to. From sisters handing this person hand-me-downs. Who am I talking about? I'll tell you in a minute. To becoming a self-made millionaire. How does that actually happen? Well, one gentleman is going to be joining me very shortly to talk about it. His name is Mark Harvey. So listen out for that. Some of you that just aspire to make money, which isn't a bad thing, you're going to be wowed by his journey, his story here on BBC CWR. How does someone who had their sister's hand-me-downs become a self-made millionaire? Well, from a council estate in Thornton Highfields to a mansion in Burton. This man self-made his millions through property deals and running multiple businesses in construction. Not only that, but our guest today also trains literally thousands of people all over the world in all things business and property. Well, he helped over 200 people become millionaires through real-life training methods. And joining us tonight is the man himself. It's Mark. Hi, Mark. Hello.
Oh, hi. Thank you.
Hello to you. Yeah, you sound like a bit of a Superman.
Well, thank you.
Oh,
thank you.
Good to have you on the show. How are you today?
Yeah, very good, thank you. Kind of on holiday, but we're not gone anywhere because my youngest son is still in hospital, so we can't go anywhere. We go to see him every day. That's where our holiday is.
Oh, okay. All right. Sending love and best wishes there. That's difficult, isn't it? It really is. Well, listen, thank you for being with me this evening. I know it must be a bit of a challenge. My first question to you, though, is what was it like growing up for you?
Yeah, so it's very interesting. I mean, I could always see that my parents wanted to do the right thing for me all the time. We never had a lot of money. I've got 3 older sisters, so I was surrounded by women, and I was always taken care of. But yeah, as you just mentioned there, I do remember a time where I was, benefiting is the right word, but being blessed with hand-me-downs. Which we're not too bad, but like the pink pair of trainers, I don't think I'll ever. I mean, these days probably not a bad thing.
No,
probably fashionable, but having those hand-me-downs and being laughed at, it kind of was like, started to build some kind of mental robustness, I think.
Gosh. Yeah, and your early memories of living in the council estate. I mean, what was life like for you there?
Yeah, so, everybody knew each other. Everybody knew each other's business. There was kind of this whole mindset of like, if someone was rich or they had money or they had a nice car, they must have, they must be greedy or they must be posh and that's not for us and like that, they were just lucky type of thing. And it was kind of like, you buy into it a little bit.
Yeah.
But then as I started to grow older, I thought, surely that's not how your life pans out just because that's how it started.
Do you ever go back and visit that place?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, my mother, she still lives in that village. She still lives in the village, so when I go visit my mother, I'm there, and sometimes I take the drive down the estate and see it, and it's just really strange. It's as if it changes, but nothing changes, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I do. I understand that. Wow, okay. It's really good, though, to keep in contact with your roots. So talk us through, then, how you actually became a multimillionaire.
Yeah, so when I was a kid, I don't know if I was delusional when I was a child, but I always like had some optimism, had some faith. I even used to take like vouchers that you would get in the newspaper for like, I remember it was like a DSS voucher, like £400. I used to take that out. I used to take Monopoly money, putting Monopoly money in my pockets or in like a wallet, just to kind of pretend or at least give me the feeling that I had some money. And I always, again, this is what I mean. I don't know, like when I was a kid, I never really told anybody this because I thought people probably think I'm weird, but I always had in my mind that I run all these different businesses and I was able to help people and, be a benefit to society because, living in that kind of a state environment and where a lot of people struggled and people were borrowing, like it's not really borrowing, is it? But like asking for sugar and milk. Seeing a lot of people struggle, I always wanted to make it and then offer help. So that's why I seen it. And I mean, if you'd have asked me back then, would I be where I am today? I don't think I'd have had the belief, but there must have been some belief in there because I wanted to be a footballer, but then I fell into the construction trade. That's where my dad was. And as soon as I left school, I started thinking, well, the only way I can make more money is just put more time in. So I did that for many years until I came to the realization that actually there are other ways to add value to people. And it's not all about the time. It can be based on the results. So then my mindset shifted into creating multiple streams of income and having passive income. And then I was never scared of hard work, was in the software, went from construction into software. And then that's where it really clicked for me because I was like, life is all about people. And when we were training the people in our company, I realized that is, take care of the people and then the people are going to take care of the business. And it kind of just went from there.
So what were you doing? Were you actually building properties or maintaining them? What are the physical things you were doing that actually created money and wealth?
So, like when I first left school, it was I was on the tools, doing the jobs, doing the manual labor, even making the tea, which is not like that's always the kind of thing that nobody wants to do. So like the young kids get to do it. Well, for most. Yeah. I mean, I didn't even drink tea, and then they wanted me to make the tea. So I used to hate that. But then when I was in business, building a software company, and we trained a lot of people, we started to do really well. I was like, okay, so my aim is now to sell out of this business, and when I sell out, I'm going to use that money to go back into the invest in property. Where actually along that way, I found I went to this training, and they actually showed me a way that I didn't need any of my own money to invest in property. And I actually went to the training like, I'm going to go just to prove that this is not true. I need to go for my own sanity. This is not true. But I went. And funnily enough, it was like they give me enough insight to think I've got to look into this further. So as I looked into it further, turns out that, people were doing that and started investing in property. And in the first 18 months of investing, built a portfolio of over £4.5 million and used zero of my own money.
Wow. Listen, let's just hold it there on a bit of a cliffhanger because that is what's really, really interesting to me. I mean, you invested. What did you do to that? And lots of people, I'm sure, will be wanting to know what were the practical steps to that. Let's play some music, leave people hanging for a little bit, and then come back to you in just a few moments and pick that up. Wow, investing in properties and seeing huge turnovers. My goodness. Here on BBC CWR, my special Monday motivation guest is still with me, Mark Harvey. Now, you talked, Mark, just a few moments ago. You left us on a cliffhanger with talking about investing into property without actually putting any money down. Just very briefly, go through that for us.
Yes, I remember going to this training and then just showing how deals are structured where obviously as normal people would buy their own house, you're going to borrow a portion of the money from the bank. But then they talked about how you can use either joint venture or investor money to cover the rest of the deal. And, it being new, I was thinking, come on, this can't be real. Like my whole life, being in the trade, I thought you've got to have money to make money. And even when people ask me, like, why don't you do it for yourself, because I was pretty good on the tools, so people said, why don't you do it for yourself? I was like, well, you've got to have money to make money. And it's like, yeah, you're right. And I used to remember that, like they would confirm that that's the way it is. So, figuring out the very simple strategies and started following them. And, soon enough, it became a reality. And as soon as I'd done the first couple of deals, me and my partner at the time very quickly got 6 more deals. So in the first year, like we were doing seven different deals, and then it just exploded from there. And
wow,
we got a portfolio of about 8 million. The first 6 million, we used no money of our own, but then it became apparent that leaving money in the bank is not the way to do it. So we started using some money of our own as well, and yeah, it just took off. It just took off.
The rest is history. My goodness, I wish I could give you a hug saying I'm touching a multi-millionaire. Wonderful stuff. So you train people all across the world in this method, don't you? Why did you decide to do so?
Well, when I was in the software business, that's where I really got the passion and the love for people, because I was taking, people from all kinds of backgrounds, and I was teaching them and that's where the brand Real Life came from. Because I was teaching people to be themselves. Like, there's this whole connotation around sales being pushy and arrogant and, liars and all of this. And so I train people you just got to be yourself, just be honest. And I remember being there in the office training them, saying, just be yourself. It's just real life. And that's where the brand Real Life sales training first came. So I was like, right, I'm going to build businesses. We're going to train them to be ethical and authentic. There's a massive niche in the market to do this, because it was, full of people trying to twist people's arm. But in that journey, the property investing took off. And then we started having people contact us saying, how do you do it? Can you coach me? Can you train me? And the first of all, I was like, no, not really. And then it was like, okay, to a couple of people. And then more people and more people. It was like, look, this is not our full-time gig here, so we don't really want to do it. So I actually started to charge more money, hoping people would say no. Like, that's too much money.
Yeah.
But they just kept saying yes.
Oh, gosh.
So in the end, I was like, okay, so let me just put the business, the training I was doing with the business, the training I was doing with the sales and marketing on the side. And rather than coach people one-on-one, we're going to do a training day. And I was like, if 30 people show up, that'd be amazing. We served a lot of people. And I remember the first training we did in 2018. It was the 17th of November. I remember it clearly.
Yeah.
I thought, yeah, let's just charge people £97. If we get 30 people, it'd be awesome. Well, we actually sold 167 tickets, and I didn't know what to do. I was thinking, what are we going to do? How are we even going to fit them all in the room? We actually changed the venue because we just like people were not going to fit in. But because my passion is really training people, and I've been practicing for years of growing companies from nothing into multi-million-pound organizations. I mean, I trained teams that we were selling in over 63 different countries. I even trained a French team, and I don't even speak French, so I have no idea what they're talking about to their clients. So that was really where I knew, these principles work, because I don't even know what they're saying, but it's still working.
Brilliant. This sounds incredible. So, you talked about real life. Real life, it's a foundation that you've set up. You were even educating children, but the real life training methods, can you tell us anything about that? Is there something you can leave with me today?
Yeah, well, Real Life is the brand, and my vision, the vision has morphed over time, over the last few years. But the ultimate mission here is to create a harmonious civilization. Now, we have a community, like the Real Life community, where everybody works with each other. They're investing in property together. They're helping each other. They're growing businesses together. It's fantastic community to be a part of and watch everybody learn and grow. But the vision is to, people who want training, they're going to come training. They pay for training and coaching and mentoring of whatever subject they have. And then the other side was, there's children. I've got 4 children myself. So I've always been teaching them about, the additional things that they don't really get taught in school, like, investing and communication and relationships and energy and how I heard this saying from Merlin the wizard. He said that everything that you ever need to learn, you can learn from nature. And the cycles of nature are the way everything happens. It's the way life happens. It's the way business happens. It's the way relationship happens. It's the way love happens. So really, if I'm to sum it up, it's, the Real Life methods is just to be absolutely real and just work in line with nature. It's like the waves of the sea. I don't know if anyone has ever been surfing. like when I started surfing, I thought, right, I'm going to beat the waves. I'm going to just crash into the waves and swim out there and everything. But the waves will just, if you don't go with the waves, they will beat you down, and you're not going to beat the waves. And that's like the natural laws of nature and the natural laws of the universe.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, so just before you go then, can you leave me a top tip then for anyone listening that might be thinking, I really want to go for this? What would you advise them to do?
You just gotta believe in what it is that you want. Like I think most people are going with their head, but I think there's a shift changing, and people are starting to follow their heart. So just go with your heart, find your passion. It doesn't have to be your ultimate purpose for why you feel that you're here on this planet. It just has to feel that you're on purpose right now.
Okay, brilliant.
And that's what property does. It gives people a vehicle to use. It generates income so they can actually have the time to work on what they love and do what they love.
Good. Yeah, it's okay. How can people connect with you? Just leave us your socials if they're interested in speaking to you.
Yeah, so Mark Harvey on all of the Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn, and also Real Life as well, Real Life Group on Facebook and Instagram.
Thank you so much, Mark. It's really great to have had you on the show. Wow, hope you get some response from this. Amazing to have had you this evening. And thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. All the very best to your family as well. Thank you for joining me this evening. Fantastic stuff.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you.
You're welcome. Brilliant stuff. There you go. You might be a budding entrepreneur. You might want to make some money. You might want to just connect with people who have a like mind as yours, entrepreneurial and, just kind of a journey into a new avenue of life. Well, connect with him and you might just make it. There you go.